Okay, Sensei George again has a live weapon, and what we're going to do is we're going to clear the weapon first, and very slowly we're going to apply the finger lock into that position to take the weapon away, and hopefully I won't get shot. Since Sensei George is having trouble pulling the trigger, it confirms the theory that it takes about 2/10 of a second for the person to react to your initial move. But I'm going to show you some clearing motions, and he's going to fire the weapon so I don't get shot, hopefully. And we're going to zoom in on where the shot actually goes on these clearing motions. We're going to have to shoot it this way so that the weapon fires into the wall here.
Yeah, we got. Stop right there.
Okay, you notice in this position, I grabbed the cylinder of the weapon. The weapon was not able to fire. It was not able to pull the trigger in that position because in this position, the weapon cylinder must rotate. When he pulls the trigger in this position, the cylinder does rotate for the next round to go off. Everybody see that? Again, the cylinder does rotate. And chambers the next round to be fired. If you grab the cylinder, you push on the trigger, it prevents the gun from firing. What also prevents the gun from firing, if you put your hand on the back of the trigger, the hammer, is not able to go into single action position, which is this position here. Single action. Okay? In single action, it takes less than 2/10 of a second for that gun to fire. But we're going to reload and we're going to try it in single action. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do some of these other techniques over again, but what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go into single action mode, which means the gun is going to be cocked to this position. Takes down the reaction time a little bit to about almost close to 1/10 of a second. Okay, so I'm gonna do that now. Okay. Again, one of them I got a little grayish wound on my arm, and the other ones I cleared. Again, it's very important to understand single action and double action mode. Most semi-automatics, after the first shot, will fire single action. It's the Beretta 380. In single action, the trigger is pulled, the hammer will be cocked back, gun will fire, the slide will slide back, eject the spent shell, come forward, and the hammer will be in single action after the first shot. And it's very easy. Light slight trigger pull on that will cause the weapon to fire. You notice the position of the trigger right here. How far forward is almost in the middle of the trigger guard. When you press it and you fire it, and the weapon cocks back this way and forward, notice how much the depression of the trigger is now. It's almost halfway back, a quarter way back, excuse me, from where it was before. And all it is a slight press here, and the weapon will fire. Right? So you have anywhere between 1/10 and 2/10 of a second to pull off these maneuvers, these techniques. That's why I like to keep it simple, very simple. All right. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do some clears from the back, and we're going to have Sensei George fire the weapon and see if he can fire it. I did get hit on that one, as you can see, on the side of the helmet. So again, not all these techniques are 100% effective. You have to do it a little faster and a little bit more, with more intensity. We'll try it again. Okay, the safety equipment I am using is much bigger than my head, but if you noticed, on some of the disarms, I was not quick enough to do it, or not in proper position to do it, or the gun was in single action, and I was not quick enough to disarm the person. So, to make this tape realistic, and ricochet off my arm, to make this tape realistic, I'd like to let everybody know that these gun techs are not 100% effective. If you're going to pull off a gun technique, hopefully you believe in your heart and through your sixth sense that that person is going to kill you. Okay? Otherwise, give them anything you want. Money, jewelry, watches, I don't care what it is, just give it to them. But only you can make that determination. And only you, when you get put in that position, only you can make that life-threatening move. Whether or not you will be shot or not will depend on how much you practice and how much your environment, your mode of movement, your adrenaline rush, a lot of things taken into effect. Right here, we're in a very calm position and calm atmosphere, so we still got shot a couple of times. This is not a movie, guys. This is real life, and in real life, people do get shot. So I want you guys to understand that. Again, I pull this move off maybe 7 or 8 times out of 10. Those 2 times that you do this move, it might take your life. So be very careful when you're pulling these moves off and use it in real life. We're now going to do the hostage negotiation clear this way. Again, since George is going to be using the helmet, the gun is to be slamming back into the person's face. Of course, he's been wearing the helmet to protect him from getting hurt, and we're going to see where the gun will fire. There's no markings on the back of my helmet here, so that we'll be able to see if I get shot in the head or not, or if since George gets shot in the face. Since George is going to describe what happened in that position.
I couldn't actually get the trigger to pull. By the time that the gun was already hitting my head, that I guess took away my feeling to pull the trigger. So I couldn't get the trigger off, or I couldn't get the shot off.
Okay, we're going to do the one from behind, which he'll be able to pull the trigger, but at least you'll not be able to get shot. Alright, again, double action. Since George was not able to pull the trigger of the weapon, and which enabled me to perform the technique and get out of the situation. A lot of times it doesn't look pretty. As long as you don't get shot, I believe it's effective. Thank you.